Baseball is a game undoubtedly steeped in history, tradition, and countless memorable moments. But beyond the breathtaking catches, the towering home runs, and the nail-biting finishes, lies another side of baseball that often goes unnoticed. Its humorous, quirky, and downright bizarre stories. The 1960s, a transformative decade in many ways, was full of such tales. From players' off-the-field antics to on-field comedic blunders, this era provided a treasure trove of laughter and levity. Let's dive into the top 25 funniest baseball stories from the swinging 1960s. At number 25, the Astrodome's grand opening in 1965 was a spectacle. This stadium, dubbed the eighth wonder of the world, was a marvel of its time. However, during games, players often lost sight of fly balls due to the glare from the transparent roof. It was a technological marvel, but this oversight led to some comical plays and outfielders looking bewildered as they tried to spot the ball in the lights. Coming in at 24 is the tale of Lou Brock's incredible speed. This St. Louis Cardinals legend was so fast that fans and commentators would joke about his prowess. In one memorable instance, Brock took such a large lead off first base that a pitcher threw over multiple times, only for Brock to dive back safely every time. When he finally did attempt to steal second, he made it easily, leaving the opposing team flustered and fans in stitches. Number 23 recalls the Phantom Grand Slam of 1967. Dick Nen of the Dodgers launched a ball that looked destined to be a game-tying Grand Slam. As the Dodgers celebrated, the umpires convened and ruled it to be a ground rule double due to a weird stadium quirk. The sudden shift from elation to confusion was both shocking and hilarious for everybody in attendance. At 22, we have Ken Johnson's 1964 no-hitter for the Houston Colt 45s. Pitching a no-hitter is usually a cause for celebration, but Johnson's came with a twist. Despite not allowing a single hit, his team lost 1-0 due to errors, making it the only game in Major League Baseball history where a single pitcher threw a 9-inning no-hitter and lost. Bob Uecker, landing at number 21, was a light-hitting catcher with a sharp wit. He often made light of his own playing abilities. In one famous quip, after a particularly poor batting stretch, Uecker remarked, "The way to catch a knuckleball is to wait until it stops rolling and then pick it up." As you might know, Bob Uecker was a legendary commentator on the Major League series of movies that came later. The 20th spot recalls the All-Star Game tie of 1961. The game, filled with star players, was expected to be a thrilling contest. However, persistent rain led to the game being called a 1-1 tie, and it was a total snooze fest. Fans and players alike joked about the anticlimactic ending, with some suggesting they should have just played in the rain for the fun of it to actually get a result. At number 19, Bo Belinsky was as much a Hollywood star as he was a baseball player. Pitching for the Los Angeles Angels, Belinsky was known to date famous actresses and was often spotted at glamorous LA parties. In one memorable incident, after pitching a no-hitter, he was asked about his preparation and cheekily replied about his late-night escapades the night before. Number 18 takes us to the 1961 season with Mickey Mantle and Roger Maris. Both were in a race to break Babe Ruth's single-season home run record. The media frenzy was intense, but amidst the pressure, there were light moments. In one instance, after Maris hit a home run, Mantle jokingly asked if he could have it, since Maris was already ahead in the count. Orlando Cepeda's frog incident comes in at number 17. Cepeda, known for his power at the plate, had a quirky off-field moment when he tried to transport a live frog, apparently intended for a friend as a pet, through airport customs. Officials were baffled, and Cepeda's teammates couldn't stop laughing at the bizarre situation. At 16, Mo Dabrowski was the king of pranks in the Orioles clubhouse. His most infamous prank involved sneaking a live snake into a teammate's locker. Yeah. Not suspecting players' reaction and mix of shock and horror, understandably, was a source of endless amusement for the team. Number 15 highlights Hoyt Wilhelm's unpredictable knuckleball. This pitch is notoriously hard to catch, and during one game, his catcher, Ray Catt, had 4 pass balls in a single inning. Opposing players and even Wilhelm himself couldn't help but laugh at the wild nature of the pitch and the unpredictable outcomes. Number 14 spotlights Bill Spaceman Lee, a pitcher whose antics were as unpredictable as his pitches. Once, when asked about the type of pitch he threw to an opposing batter, Lee deadpanned that it was a Venusian fastball. Another time, he claimed to sprinkle marijuana on his pancakes to immunize himself from Boston's bus fumes. His off-the-wall comments left reporters in stitches and fans eagerly awaiting his next interview. Number 13, the 1962 New York Mets. In their inaugural season, became the benchmark for baseball futility. Their 120 losses were filled with a series of comedic errors. In one game, two Mets players ran to catch a pop fly, only to collide and watch the ball drop between them. In another, a player lost track of the outs and tossed the ball into the stands after the second out. These blunders, while frustrating at the time, have since become endearing tales of the team's early days. Number 12 brings us back to Phil Linz's harmonica incident in 1964. After a tough loss, Linz was playing his harmonica on the Yankees team bus. Manager Yogi Berra, not in the mood for music, yelled from the front to knock it off. Linz, sitting at the back and not hearing clearly, asked Mickey Mantle what Berra had said. Mantle, always a prankster, replied, "He said to play louder." Linz did, leading to a confrontation that became legendary. At number 11, Joe Pepitone's introduction of a hairdryer to the Yankees locker room caused quite the stir. In an era where such a device was seen as a luxury and certainly not common for baseball players, Pepitone's grooming habits were a source of amusement. Teammates would often jestingly ask if they could borrow it, and it wasn't long before stories of Pepitone's hair care routine became a popular topic in the baseball press. Number 10 celebrates Jimmy Pearsall's 100th home run in 1963. Instead of a traditional trot around the bases, Pearsall decided to run them backward. While he technically ran in the correct order, from first to home, he faced backward the entire time. The opposing team, umpires, and fans watched in bemusement, making it one of the most memorable home run trots in baseball history. At number 9, Mudcat Grant's singing talents took center stage. Beyond his pitching skills, Grant had a voice that could light up a room. During the 1965 World Series, he took his vocal talents to the next level by releasing an album. Teammates and fans alike were amused and impressed, with some joking that if baseball didn't work out, he had a backup career in music. Number 8 on our list recalls Gaylord Perry's prophetic home run. In 1963, his manager joked that a man would land on the moon before Perry hit a home run. Fast forward to 1969, just minutes after Neil Armstrong's historic lunar landing. Perry stepped up to the plate, smacked his very first career home run. The timing was so impeccable that it left fans wondering if it was written in the stars. Number 7 features the legendary Doc Ellis, who in 1970 pitched a no-hitter under the most unusual of circumstances. Ellis later claimed he was under the influence of LSD during the game. Throughout, he experienced wild hallucinations, at one point believing Richard Nixon was the home plate umpire and that Jimi Hendrix was swinging a guitar at his pitches. The fact that he managed to pitch a no-hitter amidst such a psychedelic experience left everyone both baffled and amused. At number 6, the great Shea Stadium hot dog caper of 1964 is a tale of mischief. Several Mets players, in a bid to stave off total boredom, attempted to use a bow and arrow to shoot hot dogs into the team's swimming pool from the stadium's roof. Their antics, while not exactly successful, were a hilarious diversion and became a quirky story in Mets lore. Number 5 brings us the self-deprecating humor of Bob Uecker. While he's already made our list for his jokes about his playing abilities, Uecker's post-playing career as a broadcaster was filled with even more comedic gems. One of his most famous lines was about his limited playing time. "I led the league in go get 'em next time." Coming in at number 4 was the electric 1961 home run chase between Mickey Mantle and Roger Maris. It was filled with tension, but had its light moments. As the pressure mounted, Maris began to lose clumps of hair. In a show of camaraderie, Mantle jokingly offered to lend him some of his own, leading to chuckles amidst the stress of the record chase. Number 3, gotta go back to Joe Pepitone, who once decided to stash 2 toupees in the Yankees clubhouse. His teammates, upon discovering these, couldn't resist trying them on, leading to a parade of players sporting wildly inappropriate hairdos for their age and style. The sight of burly ball players modeling Pepitone's hairpieces had the entire team in stitches. At number 2, we have the unforgettable Jimmy Pearsall again, but this time for a different reason. To celebrate his 100th career home run, Pearsall didn't just run the bases backward, he did so while blowing kisses to the fans. His theatrical antics were a hit with the crowd and added a touch of showmanship to the game. And finally, at number 1, the most amusing story from the 1960s has to be Gaylord Perry's moonshot home run. The sheer improbability of his manager's prediction years earlier, combined with the uncanny timing of Perry's homer just after the moon landing, made it a story for the ages. It was a cosmic coincidence that had fans, players, and even Perry himself laughing at the odds. And there you have it, the top 25 funniest baseball stories from the 1960s. Each tale, in its own unique way, added a touch of humor and humanity to the great game of baseball. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, don't forget to like and share the video. And for more entertaining baseball content, subscribe to our channel here on YouTube, The Freaky Diamond. Thanks for watching.